Hello everyone, and welcome back to my video series on my double jaw surgery with reverse genioplasty. And I am currently sitting at just over 7 weeks from my surgery date. So I am 7 and 3 days post-op, and this is what I look like. I have a few updates from the last video that I did. I think that was week 4 or 5. Not a lot changes week to week here, so I am kind of spreading out my videos a little bit more from here on out, but I had a few changes, updates I wanted to talk about just to fill you guys in. So I'll start off with, I guess, just how my face is doing with numbness, swelling, all that good stuff. I do feel like my right side of my face is still more swollen. It's been that way since go, basically. You can really tell, like right here, if I turn to the side, there's swelling there. It's really not bad at all on my left. But yeah, swelling right here is pretty significant. And I can just feel it like right here, like kind of thick right here, as far as swelling. But really overall, not bad on swelling. For my numbness, and this is like what's driving me crazy, is the numbness, is my right side is still pretty numb. So my left, I do have pretty much most of my feeling back on my left. I want to say I'm like halfway there, but I can completely feel my lip, and I can feel all the skin. I can feel all this right here. It's just like still a little numbish feeling. I can feel it, but not completely. On this side, it's like completely dead. Like as soon as I hit like literally the half part of my chin, it's like nothing. Like from here out to like right here, kind of that area. I have a little bit of feeling up here. I have a lot of feeling right here, a little bit here, and I am starting to get a little bit of feeling on my lips. And so I'm getting a little nervous that I may not get full feeling back in my jaw, which, you know, there is a 20% chance that you may not get full feeling back. 20%. That's a lot. I think I talked about that in another one of my videos. You always want to think you're not going to be part of that 20%, but the reality is it's a big number and it could happen to you. So it is still really early though. I talked to my doctor this morning and he said, you know, he did seem kind of concerned, but he's like, you know, there's still hope that you'll get most of your feeling back. He said most, so I don't know if he's hopeful about 100%, but that is just a big risk in this surgery that you, of course, need to think about before you get it. I do have a slight numbness up here in my lip too, kind of in the top here. And mainly what is annoying about it is right now I'm not talking right. I can't enunciate words. B's are really hard. Anytime I have to purse my lips together like that, you can see how it looks weird. So that is really, really annoying. And it just kind of makes you sound dumb sometimes because you can't enunciate properly. And that gets old, real old after a while. I started getting a little bit of popping in my jaw back here on my left. I also talked to the doctor about that. He said that's something that might stick around, but it could go away as well. You just kind of have to give it time. And he did give me kind of hope. He said if it does stick around, it can probably be fixed with orthodontic work. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I can open my mouth pretty wide. I have rubber bands in, which I'm only wearing at night. Right now I just did like my nighttime routine. That's why I took all my makeup off and I did my whole skincare routine. I was like, oh shoot, I was gonna do my makeup for this. That's why my skin is really shiny. I just put on mascara and eyebrow and lip gloss because I didn't want to have to rewash my whole face again after this video. So I messed up, but anyways, so yeah, so I'm only wearing these rubber bands at night. During the day, I don't wear any rubber bands or anything. And I can open my mouth pretty wide. The doctor was pretty impressed with my range of motion on my jaw. He was wanting me to do some exercises with it going back and forth and, front and back. And he did also, I think I mentioned this in my last video, he cleared me to start chewing soft food on like Christmas Day, which was about 2.5 weeks ago now. So I've been eating that way for about 2 weeks, and it's been a lot of pasta and, you know, just good stuff. I've been blending up cookies and stuff for Christmas. And so I had initially lost, before that, I had lost 14 pounds from being on the liquid and pureed diet. And I gained about 6 pounds back since starting the pasta, you know, all the pastas and stuff like that, and with the holidays too. So that's another thing you kind of have to think about too, is when you're on that soft food diet, a lot of, just to be honest with you, a lot of unhealthy food is soft food, if you think about it. So you kind of have to think, you know, what's healthy. So I've been trying to come up with like better options, and I did experiment and try. So I've been like mostly vegetarian, vegan, not completely, for about 15 years. But for whatever reason, I have never had the desire to try a tofu scramble. And I tried one the other day, and oh my gosh, I don't know if it was just the recipe I got. It was so good. And it's like the perfect soft food. It has a lot of protein in it. Tofu is really good for you. So I did that with a little bit of avocado. I got some sweet potatoes that I roasted. So there are options. You just kind of have to think, you know, outside the box, you know, what can be kind of mashed up and made easy to eat. You really don't want to push it. You know, I'm trying to be really safe and just do things. I think the rule is, if you can't slide the back of your spoon through it to cut it, then it's too hard, basically. The only exception to that is like, I'll have some Ritz crackers, but I'll like let them sit in my mouth and like soak for a minute before I start chewing them. So I have been doing that a little bit to get my bread wheat fix that I need. So, and the doctor did say that the soft food diet, I know it's different with other people I've watched on YouTube, and it probably depends on what type of surgery they do and how much you have done. But for me, he said I will be eating soft foods until I'm 6 months post-op. So for the next 5 or 4.5 months, I have left soft food only. And then he said at around that time, they do like a scan, like a 3D scan of your head to kind of check your bone density. And if your bone density is good, then you can eat whatever you want. So I have to stay on this soft food diet for the next several months. So it's gonna get interesting. So I'm gonna try to come up with some meal plans and stuff like that. Let me know if you're interested in that. Maybe I'll make a video about that down the road. I try to eat pretty healthy. I've always ate really pretty healthy. And again, I eat mostly vegan, not 100%, but most of it. And if I make meals be healthy, they'll probably will be vegan. But just so you know, let me know if you're interested in that. So I also have been eating out a little bit, going out to eat, and some options for you guys, just so you can kind of know. It does get tricky. I did go out to eat at a Mexican restaurant. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last video or not, but if I did, I went to a Mexican restaurant a while back, and I had refried beans, some scrambled eggs, and guacamole, and some cheesy rice, and it was like the perfect soft food dinner. It was really good. What else have I done? I mean, mac and cheese. A lot of places have mac and cheese. I've been eating salmon. Also, you can't eat most meats because they're very fibrous, but salmon, it just, you know, especially the kind of fish that just, you know, falls apart, you can eat that. So I've been doing a little bit of salmon and different pastas and stuff like that. Oh, big thing, I forgot to even tell you guys at the beginning of the video, is I got my upper brackets redone. So if you watch my previous videos, I had this composite from here to here, it was like this plaster stuff, and it was basically, they had to clip my wires when they had to cut right here on my jaw to like splay out my jaw wider. And when they did that, they had to cut the wires, so they had to plaster them back together. And it was basically like a cast for my upper jaw. So they finally took that off, which I'm so relieved, because it just felt so silly with that big white cast stuff right there. It was really annoying me. Not to mention also the big surgery hooks they had sticking out all the way along my top wire. Those were digging into my gums. Now they didn't change my wire on my bottom. And so my bottom still has the surgery hooks on it. They're not gonna change that till I see them again in like a month and a half. Which those do dig into my gums, and those are annoying, but at least they're not like my top teeth that you can see every day when I smile. So I was so happy to get that off. Now the only other thing is that now you can see my gap in my tooth a lot more. And they did say that it will be like several months before they even start to fix that gap, because I think they had to like tilt the roots a certain way so when he cut, it wouldn't hit the root of my tooth. So they gotta fix the roots first, and then they can start closing the gap, something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not an orthodontist, so I'm sure they know what they're doing, but they said they should be able to completely close that gap without having to put like any kind of, you know, enamel or on my tooth to make it bigger. So we'll see, but that's, I guess, gonna be there for quite a while. So part of the process. It's all just a very long journey, all of it. So I think that's most of what I have to update you guys with today. I'm gonna try to probably update you guys in another 2-3 weeks or so. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any video requests for content that maybe people don't talk about a lot when it comes to the surgery. I'd be happy to share. So yeah, just let me know in the comments. Please like this video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to check out more of my upcoming content. I would love and appreciate that if you did that. Thank you so much, and you guys take care. Have a great day.